Hi, hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel for learning a subject called as Computer Aided Engineering Drawing. Now, in this session, we'll understand how to solve a problem on one of the problem on a development of a lateral surfaces. And let us consider an example problem. A rectangular prism of base side 40 millimeter and 25 millimeter and a height 65 millimeter rests on HP on its base with a longer base side is inclined at 30 degree to VP. It is cut by a plane inclined at 40 degree to HP, perpendicular to VP, cuts the axis at its mid height. Draw the development of the remaining portion of the prism. Now one can understand that we have a rectangular prism whose dimension is given and one of its longer base side is supposed to be inclined to VP at 30 degree and it should be cut by a cutting plane 40 degree to HP and perpendicular to VP, which is passing at a mid height of the axis. Now, according to this, let us understand the analogy of the problem for which I am going to show you this image. Now one can see 40 by 25 for a height of 65 millimeter. Now this is what the actual solid is. Now coming to the top view, with respect to XY line, one has to construct 40 by 25 rectangle which is having an inclination of 30 degree with a longer base side. This is going to be that one. Coming to the front view, this is how the image looks like and this is the actual solid. Now coming to the front view here, now here if you are going to observe, one can see that this one is going to be the rectangular face which is of 25 millimeter and this is a 40 millimeter rectangular face, again 25 millimeter rectangular face and again 40 millimeter rectangular face. Like this we have totally 4 rectangular faces which has to be developed first and then we need to apply the cut portion. Now let us understand how to create this solid which is as per the given condition. Now for which I'll go to a line command with a line thickness of just 0.13. I'll just draw one of the XY line which is having some X distance. Then making use of a rectangle by center point command, I will give the width as 40 and the height as 25 with an angle as 30 degree. Now this is what the condition given in the question. Now let us construct this rectangle. Now coming to this construction of a rectangle, now one can say that using a smart dimension, I will show that the dimensions of these two edges as 25 and 40. And upon which if you are going to see here, we have 4 edges and the visible edge will be marked as A, B, C, D, for which we'll go to the top. Now coming to the front view, this is going to be the A, this is going to be the longer edge B, this is going to be the longer edge C, this is going to be the longer edge D, when the longer edges are being perpendicular to HP. This is how it is going to look like. Now considering this left corner as A and the bottom corner as B, C and D are the longer edges which you can see. These are the longer edges. This is going to be A, this is going to be B, C and D. Let me show you those edges over here. Now let me mark those edges using this text command as A and this will be B and this is going to be C and this is going to be D. That means the face AB is 25, face BC is 40, face DC is again 25, again DA will be 40 millimeter. Now using a same line command, now I will project all these longer edges of the rectangle till the XY line to draw the front view. Now to complete the front view, we know that we need to use rectangle by 3 points. The first point will be from the projector of A and the last point will be the projector of C, so that width is going to be fixed. Now the height is given as 65. Let us enter 65. Now you can see the boundary has been finished. Now let us complete the remaining portion of the longer edges, that is nothing but the longer edge B and the remaining longer edge D. And in practice, if we are going to observe, the longer edge D is going to be invisible for us and this is the longer edge D here. And coming to that, the longer edge D is going to be identified as an invisible edge by selecting this line and change the line style to invisible edge. Now this is a longer edge A, B, C and this is going to be D. D is a invisible edge. Now to get the axis, one has to construct the two diagonals and upon construction of a two diagonal, the intersection point is going to be the reference point. From the intersection point, now one has to create an xy line up to the xy line, that is going to be a projector. Then draw a vertical line, and this line will be the axis line, which will be represented by a chain line like this. Now this is the required front and top views. Now to develop the rectangular faces of 25, 40, 25, 40, the procedure to be followed like this. Go to a line command. Since we know that the height of 65 millimeter is fixed, so we'll fix up the height. Now using a smart dimension, we'll show the height of 65 millimeter also. Upon which, using a line command, now let me draw a vertical line like this and another vertical line like this. Now this will be approximately 25, and approximately for 40, again for 25 approximate, again for 40 approximate, like this. 5 lines I am going to draw where the 4 rectangles is going to be constructed. Now using a distance between command, will start give the dimensions between these two lines as 25 and followed by 40 millimeter, again followed by the third one will be again 25, and the last but not the least again 40 millimeter. Now we are going to cut the solid at the longer edge A, and this is going to be the longer edge A, and this is going to be the longer edge B, and this is going to be the longer edge C. This is going to be the longer edge D, and again after being cut, when all the 4 faces are being opened, A will be located at 2 different positions. This is what the actual development of the only rectangular prism. Coming to the cut section, now let us apply the cutting point in this actual 3-dimensional object. Now it is already done. Let me show you the sectional view. Now upon seeing the sectional view, this is actually the front view. Now you can see there are 4 longer edges. Out of 4 longer edges, all the longer edges are being cut, which you can observe. This is the longer edge 1 being cut. This is another longer edge, and the visible longer edge here it is being cut. And at last the 4th invisible longer edge, that is the longer edge A is being cut, will be marked as first point, and the second longer edge B is being cut, which will be marked as 2, and the third visible longer edge will be cut at this position, will be marked as 3, and the invisible longer edge will be marked as 4. Now we'll do the same thing over here. Now using a line command, first we'll locate the midpoint. Here the midpoint is not there. Let us go to IntelliSketch. Let us switch on the midpoint, say OK. Now we identify the midpoint. From the midpoint, I just draw a random line like this and another random line like this, and I'll make these 2 lines parallel to each other first, and it is passing at the mid height. Now what I'll do, I'll just go to the angle between, then the angle between this line and an XY line is supposed to be 40 degree. Now we'll set it to 40 degree. Now the longer edge A, where it is being cut at this location, it will be marked as 1. Similarly, the longer edge B is cutting at this position, will be marked as 2, and the longer edge C is being cut at this position, will be marked as 3, and the longer edge D, the invisible edge, is being cut at this position, will be marked as 4. This is how the cutting points is going to be marked in the front view. And then the longer edge 1, we know that the height is already fixed, and 1 is to be projected till A, and A is on 2 sides, will project it to both the sides. Similarly, the cutting edge B is on 2, so we'll switch off the midpoint and we'll go to the intersection symbol. Now the 2 will be up to projected on B, and 3 will be projected up to on the C, and 4, the intersection point, will be projected up to D. And using the text command, we'll name this respective points as 1. So it has not selected the text. We'll select the text again. Yes. Now this will be marked as 1, and this will be marked as 2. This will be marked as 3. This will be marked as 4, and this will be again marked as 1. Now using a line command with a thickness of 0.5 millimeter with 1 joined to 2 and 3, 4 back to 1 and connect it to the visible A and A at the beginning and completed the line. Then join the line 2B, which is going to visible longer edge after being cut, 3C the visible longer edge after being cut, and 4D the visible longer edge which is being cut. This is what the required development one has to write a development here, development, and note all dimensions are in mm. Are in mm. Now coming to the reality here, now here if we are going to see that how the exact faces are there, let me show you. Now this is nothing but the first rectangular face which you can observe, and the first rectangular face 1A 2B, that is for 25 millimeters. Similarly, coming to the further rotation, now this is what the 40 mm. Now this is another rectangular face which will be 2B 3C. Now let us analyze that one. 2B 3C. In the same fashion 3C 4D will be shown to you guys now. Now upon the further rotation here, this is going to be the another rectangular face, and this is the fourth rectangular face. And these four rectangular faces after being cut, how it is going to look like, and the same is shown in this development. This is called the development of a lateral surface which one has to solve. Now using the line command, the retained portion in the top and front views should be highlighted with the dark lines like this. Now let me complete those portions by joining the lines. And to be honest, this is the longer edge, it's an invisible, we'll show it as an invisible edge. And to be honest, the rectangle completely it is going to be visible, so we'll make it as 0.5. Now coming to the reality, now you can see if I see the top view, there is no change in the top view, but however in the front view there are a lot of changes. This is the front view, and one can see this is the front view. Now this is the front and top views, the visible portion, and the development portion which is already shown to you. Now if you like this video, please press the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel to learn the subject, please subscribe on my YouTube channel and also share to all your friends. And if you want any personal training on this subject, yes, I am ready to teach you, for which you can contact me personally, but there will be a charges for the same. Signing off, Vijay Tavardhan. Bye bye. Have a great day, guys.